Hello everyone, so today we are going to have a look at how to do joined up handwriting, and we're going to start with our chart 1. Now I've got two types of paper that we can practice on, so if you find it difficult to write small or you want to just practice getting your letter formation correct, you can use the double lined paper and treat every 2 lines as one big line. If you feel really confident with your handwriting and your letter formation, you can have a go at using the single lined paper as well. I will show you on both, so you don't need to worry about seeing it on one, and then it's up to you which one you want to do, or if you want to do both. So let's have a look at our first chart today. As you can see, there are 4 letters that we are going to be focusing on. We're going to be focusing on I, L, T, and U. And as you can see, it works a bit like a grid, so you can go along here, so you can do I and L, I and T, I and U, and then you would do L and I, L and L, L and T, L and U, and so on until you've had a go at working your way through it. So there's actually 16 different ways of writing that you can practice. Let's begin. So if I have a look at the first one here, I. Now, if I am not sure how to write I can look back at the videos of my letter formation and double check. So all our joins are with the lowercase letters. We're not joining any uppercase letters. I know that I is in the bottom part and it goes down, and then we carry on going up, down, and then that flick at the end, and then I put my dots in at the end like that. Okay, let's do another one, and I'm doing it nice and slowly, just to make sure that I've got the size correct, that I'm making my join correctly. So when I join, I don't always need to take my pencil off unless I'm doing sort of the line across on the T's. My pencil should be on the paper the whole time. And of course, I'm checking my posture, that I'm sitting properly, and that I've got the correct pencil grip as well. So I can carry on doing a line of that one. Now, if I'm choosing to use the smaller paper, as you can see, I've got loads more lines to practice on, so I'd probably be doing 2 lines for each rather than just 1 line. But I do need to make sure that my writing is smaller. So I've got my monkey tree here to help me. So I'm going to think about if I'm being a brave monkey with my top letters or a scared monkey with my lowers. So I is part of the scared monkeys. So I can start where he is there. And do exactly the same, it's just much smaller. Eventually we'll just be writing on these single lines anyway, we wouldn't be writing on the double lines. Like that, and I would, obviously you will carry on the whole line, I'm just showing you that I would do 2 lines for that one. Okay, now the next one that you're going to do is, if we go back to the double lines, is IL. Okay, so we'd be moving on to IL. So let's have a look at our double lines first. So I down, and then this time you're going to go all the way up to the top, and then back down and have that flick and add the dot at the end. So it's really important that you try and go all the way up and then come back down the same line that you went up with to make it nice and straight. So let's do that again. Start here, up, down, flick. Again, I'm not doing the whole row because I'm just showing you. But you can see how, again, I'm taking it slowly. I'm making sure that I'm forming my letters correctly. And if I do it on the single lines, go all the way up to that brave monkey symbol at the top, while still keeping my I in line with my scared monkey in the middle. And again, I would probably do 2 lines of this. And then you're going to work your way along to the next one. So the next one is IT, which we know makes the word it. And again, the T goes all the way up. So it's a bit like the IL that we've just done. You do the dot and then you have to remember to do that line across at the end on the T. And just make sure that that joins in the middle there. Okay, again, if you're doing it on a single line, I'd like to see 2 lines. Exactly the same way, it's just a bit smaller, and I'm just having to check that I've got my letters in the right place and that they're not getting too big or too small. Finally, the last one on our first line we can see is IU. Okay, so that's our last one there. Now this has got 3, so it's down for the I and then into the U. And don't get your flick at the end on the U. So it's a bit trickier because you've got a lot more loops to do. Again, if you're doing that on a single line, it's a bit easier because now they're all the same height. And it might be the case that you can do some of it on a single line, but you need to use the double lines for others, or that you start on the double line and then you do some of it on the single lines. It really doesn't matter. The 2 options are there for you to use and change between. You don't have to stick with one and then go on to another. It's completely up to you. Okay, so when you've done that row, you'll then move on to the L one. So you've got LI, LL, LT and LU. I'll just show you on the double lines. So starting at the top, LI and flick. And on the single lines, now I'm only doing 1 line to show you, but I'd like to see 2. Okay, you've then got LL, so LL, it goes all the way back up, so all the way down, all the way back up, all the way down, and that flick at the end. You've then got LT, so just like LL, except when you've done that flick you need to go back and cross your T. And you've also got LU, so again just remember at this point you're going to do the U with our scared monkey, so make sure you don't go too high, and you have that flick on the end. Okay, if you're doing that on the larger paper, it'll look slightly different. So you've got LL, you've got LT, remembering to do that join at the end, and LU, which is smaller. And what I'm making sure is happening every time is that my letters are touching the top of the line, or the top of the middle line when I'm writing, and the bottom part as well. I can then go on to my next group, which is T's. So let me just fold this so you can see it. There we go. So we're going to do TI. So starting at the top, down, up, down, like I. Actually do the flip the T first and then the I. And on the smaller lines, you're looking at it like this. Now, if you make a mistake, so for example, say you do this and you go, oh no, that's not what I want to do, just draw a line through it like that and then right next to it. That way it's really clear so we can see what it is that you've done wrong, or it shows that you've made a mistake, you've realised it's wrong and you've moved on. You don't need to worry about scribbling. It's always good for your teacher or whoever's helping you with your handwriting to see your mistakes, because that's how you learn and that's how the teachers or the adult helping you knows how to help you as well. So it's really important that you leave those mistakes for people to see. After TI, we've got TL. That one's nice and easy. Just remember to add the T middle section. And if I'm doing that on the single lines, it would look like this. And then you have TT. So just a bit like doing two L's and then adding your cross for the T's. Now the reason that we don't do the T's straight is because when we start making joins from the T here, it's really useful to have it on an angle. So that's why we don't have a straight line and why we do an angled one. I know some of you are thinking, why is Mrs. Walker not doing it straight? Well, that's why. So when we start doing joins from T's in the middle, you'll be able to see why it's like that. And on the single lines, this one's a bit harder because actually it almost goes over into the next T, so you just need to make sure it's not, the crosses aren't too big. That's better. And then finally on this line we've got TU. So the U is just coming up to the middle where that scared monkey is, not all the way up to the top like the T is for that brave monkey. And again on the single line it looks like this. In fact, what I'll do is we can now fold that one as well so you can see it a bit more clearly. So again, I'm always looking back at the little tree there for support if I need it. And finally our last section, so we've got UI, so this is both low-level letters. Just remembering that dot, otherwise it looks a little bit like a W. or if you're doing it on the single lines, so you see they're all the same height still, or I'm trying my best to make them the same height. We've then got UL, so we're going back up to the top again on this one, all the way up, down and flick. On the double lines, or if you're trying on the single line, looking good. 2 more to go. Let's have a look at UT. So a bit like what we just did, I just need to remember to add that cross for the T at the end. And this is great because then when you start writing, you'll be able to start using some of these joins in your writing. So for example, if you're writing a story and you want to use the connective but, we can do the B, and then we haven't learnt how to link the B to the U yet, so that's fine. You would then just go straight and do the U and the T like that. So it doesn't matter if you've not learnt the link, you just miss the link between the B and the U, but do that link that you know between the U and the T. And then the last one that we have is UU. That looks slightly confusing. It looks like there's four lines that you need to be aware of, okay? So this middle one here doesn't count as another U, that's just you continuing to make the joins. So U, and then up to start the second U. And just remembering that flick at the end. And finally, if you're doing that on a single line, there you have it. So remember, if you're having a go at the double lines, there's probably only space for you to do one of each. Well, unless you want to have a go and print out more, then you can do 2 of each, but I've certainly just done 1 of each there. If you're having a try at the single lines, you've got more space, so I would expect you to be doing 2 lines of each, so you can see we've got 2 double lines there, okay? What you can also do, if you like, is you can try and think of words that have these joins in that you can practice. Now, it doesn't mean that you're expected to join up all the others because you haven't learnt the other joins yet, but just have a go at practicing the joins that you know. So for example, I could use the word sitting and I can practice that the IT join. So if I was to write the word sitting, I'd write my S. I'd then not join because I don't know it, but I could do my IT join. And I can do my T, I, N, and G, not joined because I've not learned the correct join for that yet. So see if you can find any words with those joins in that you know, and that is the beginning of your chart 1 joins there. Can't wait to see how you've been getting on.